Amen. Amen. If you have your Bible, we're going to look at Luke chapter 1, verses 26 through 30. Amen. When you have it, would you please stand in reverence to God? Amen. If you're able. Since I know He's leaning in your direction, I know everybody, God Almighty, can get up and give God some glory. Amen. Only if He's leaning in your direction. If He ain't leaning, you can go ahead and sit down. Amen. I came this morning to believe that He's leaning in my direction. Yes, Lord. Scripture reads, in the 6th month, God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, a town in Galilee, to a virgin pledged to be married to a man named Joseph, a descendant of David. The virgin's name was Mary. The angel went to her, said, greetings, you are highly favored. The Lord is with you. Mary was greatly troubled at his words and wondered what kind of greeting this might be. But the angel said to her, do not be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God. Amen. Amen. If we tag this sermon today, we're going to put it, keep your faith. Keep your faith. Amen. I notice and I see a lot of things now that I guess I didn't really pay attention to as a child. I didn't see or really wonder about parenting and the process of parenting. And now that I'm a little older, I get to see the process of parenting. It's a little different than just having a child, but parenting. As I take the kids to many of their basketball training sessions, I want to say the last couple of weeks it's a young lady in there that's caught my eye, and her dad has been bringing her to the gym to train her. And she caught my eye because she's nice with the ball. She can't be no more than 16 or 17. And I see her father pushing her, throwing the ball at her, and she catching the ball, and she's shaking, and she's shooting. They were playing one-on-one, and she was putting some moves on her father. And I didn't know it was her father because her father looked kind of young. And I just thought they were friends playing. I was like, that girl, you know, she's shaking that old man. And after that, I said, man, how long she been playing? And he smiled at me. He said, man, that's my daughter, man. He said, I've been teaching her to play basketball since she was 3. And he said, man, I gave her everything I got. And he said, I said, well, man, she can handle that ball. And he said, I know, I taught her how to handle the ball. But he said, I know, I saw you laugh at me. He said, man, now my daughter got moves that I didn't teach her. She got moves that she can shake me down and leave me on the court. And last week, it was some scouts or something. Some other guys came and I said, man, why are they here? So about 3 scouts came and they sat on the corner. And he just told his daughter, he said, go to the top of the key. He threw her the ball. He said, go right, go left, back up, and shoot the ball. And like clockwork, his daughter went around the gym. Everything he told her to do was like clockwork, and she was doing. I said, that girl ice cold. She don't even care that them people sitting there watching her. And as he left again, he said, man, remember what I said, man. He said, be consistent. Keep putting that ball in their hand. He said, she's like that because I kept her doing it. She kept doing it. And as I saw her, she was confident. And today, as I say, is what I'm doing with my kids. As long as I stay confident, as long as I keep it, they will grow up and understand what they're supposed to do. But sometimes, Ray, I sit at the table and I got to learn a new process to how to parent him. Because he's a natural born leader. And the way that he talks, he don't wait on people. Because he knows what to do. He knows where I'm going. Amen. And so when he gets in the crowd, it's like, y'all coming, we going this way. But I got to teach him how to handle it. But he got a little system. And so as I was thinking about it, I see how they play together. And it dawned on me last night before I went to sleep, RJ. My best friend was my sister until I got out of elementary school. Good God Almighty. Amen. We hung around each other so much. I had friends, but my best friend was my big sister. Didn't realize she was my big sister. I just thought she bossed me around. Watch this go on. But as I realized, I was blessed as a baby because I had you and I had Ro. But every door that I went in, they had already went through. I was blessed because she was 1 year ahead of me. So in elementary school, I knew the teachers and what to say to the teachers that I was going to get the next year. And we only stopped being best friends is when she went to middle school. And now, because she had to leave, so now I'm in elementary school by myself, but she's in middle school. But what kept me is because what she did with me in elementary school. We played, but we spent so much time together, little Rob, she made me play school. I didn't understand that every time she wanted to play school, but she wanted to be the teacher. I thank God that she was the teacher because I didn't know what she knew. So when we played school, I'm in kindergarten, she teaching me first grade cooking. She teaching me first grade stuff. So that when I got to first grade was easy because my big sister already taught me first grade stuff. So when I got to second grade, it was easy because she already taught me second grade stuff. When I got to third grade, it was easy because she already taught me third grade stuff. Now I'm in sixth grade. Now she's in middle school. But she didn't put so much in me from in elementary school that I'm getting straight A's. Why wouldn't I trust my big sister? God, oh my. So now it's my turn to go to Charles Curl. Middle school, I say, Ray, what do I expect when I get to middle school? She said, look, you do this, you do this, you do this, and you mind your business. I get to middle school, I do this, I do that, I do this, and never had to go to detention. So now I'm in middle school getting straight A's. We got to spend time with each other for 1 year. So now I'm in 8th grade. Here we go again. She leaves me. But now I'm thinking about I got to go to the worst, toughest high school in PG County, and it's Fairmont Heights. I'm trying to figure out what can I tell my mother and father so that I don't have to go to this high school. But she didn't already got to high school and she didn't made her way and she said, ain't no way but you going to Fairmont Heights. So that summertime where all my friends went up there to try out for football for the summer, I said, I'm not going to Fairmont in no summertime, that side of town. I'm staying in my neighborhood. The whole summer, we had to move to Heritage Square, and I'm saying, right, you need to introduce me into some of your friends that are boys that go to school already. So then I asked her, I said, so what do I do when I get to high school? What do I do in 9th grade? She did the same thing. She said, when you get to 9th grade, you do this, you do that, and you're going to be okay. Lo and behold, I got to high school. I got to high school, same thing happened, RJ. It was easy for me. Why? Because she taught me what the 9th graders were learning. She taught me what the 10th graders were learning. She taught me what the 11th graders were learning. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that it was a process that was started in elementary school, and I stuck with the process. And God is saying that the reason that we got into this Christian faith was because you trusted Jesus. You trusted Jesus, not your mother, not your father, not your cousin, not your girlfriend, not your boyfriend, not your husband, but you. And God is saying now at the beginning, now that you're in this thing, this Christian walk, he's saying you got to make sure you keep your faith. And now that I realize that we have to keep our faith, it brings us to this text today, and it says, in the 6th month, God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, a town in Galilee, to a virgin pledged to be married to a man named Joseph, a descendant of David. The virgin's name was Mary. If we want to keep our faith, and the reason that we should keep our faith is because the first point is he's sending you something. Cool. I need you to realize and understand that if I'm going to be in here, God is sending you something. And you can't receive what you're going to get from God unless you keep your faith. And here it says, in the 6th month, God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, a town in Galilee. I had just to understand that sometimes in this walk, it says in the 6th month, and before we get to the 6th month, I need you to understand that Mary had a cousin named Elizabeth. And this same angel had went to visit her 6 months prior. And she told her and told Zachariah that she was going to be with a baby. And I'm trying to say 6 months prior to Mary getting a visit, her cousin got a visit and God blessed her and sent her. I know some of us been coming. And we've been around, we've been faithful, and we've been hearing the stories and hearing the news of some others getting blessed. And the same thing here happened to Mary is her cousin got blessed, but see, she didn't get blessed at the same time that Elizabeth got blessed. And I need you to understand that just because so-and-so down the road got blessed and you didn't get blessed at the same time, I'm saying keep your faith. The same way that God sent that brother or sister down the aisle and sent him a word, God said, I got something for you. But his brother Tucker said, it ain't your time, it ain't your season. But I do need you to know, keep your faith. And keeping your faith, you got to stick with the process. I couldn't get to 4th grade and say, I ain't listening to my sister no more. God is saying the same way that you got into this thing, you got to keep on doing it right. And sometimes we can go left and sometimes we can go right. But God is saying, just because I wink at you sometimes just because he don't go get the switch off the tree and whoop your butt, he's slow to whoop you because he's saying, man, get back in line. Amen. Because see, when he comes to send you something, if you out of line, he's being patient and he's saying, stick with it. So when I show you that you're cutting up, don't smile because God ain't came. God, he's giving you time to what? Get it right. Amen. Just because you claim 15 kids on your taxes and God ain't came and sent the IRS, he's telling you stop cheating on your taxes. You only got 2 kids. Claim 2 kids. Because he's saying if you can claim 2 kids, I can show up in your life and you can say, man, I ain't thinking that I can pay these taxes. And God said, I'm trying to do a miracle in your life to show you. The same way you was claiming 15, I'm the same God when you claim 2, and I can show you how to get the monkey off your back. I know you used to not telling the truth about everything because you want to handle stuff. And God says, keep the faith. He said, don't get caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Do it the right way. And see, God will slowly but surely walk you down. And see, God wants to use you. Don't think the man is not coming to knock on your door. And see, because the man is going to come knock on your door. And I really need you to understand, God wants the man to come knock on your door because he wants to believe that you cut and you cheat. And God is saying that since they had already put you in the box and assume that you're going to cut up, when you come and knock on the door, they're going to say, but everybody cheats. But everybody do this. But what keeps you from doing the right thing? And then you tell them, because I love the Lord. He's saying, keep the faith is because he has something for you. And it says, in the 6th month of her pregnancy, the angel showed up. And I need us to understand that it was 6 months later. Prior to 6 months before Elizabeth got blessed, Sister Tina, nobody had heard a word from the Lord. Good God. So now it was a period of 400 years of, I don't know about any of y'all, but I can remember when I first got into the Lord and I was so gung-ho, I learned something a little bit later now. That when the ones that first come to the Lord, the ones that's right in there, God will speak to you. But us that been around here for a while, he assumed, and once you know, you've been here long enough. He don't have to baby you up. I done seen God do some stuff. Should nobody have to pump me up to come to church now? God been too good to me. See, it's some they need that because they just in the faith. But you've been going to church for 30, 40 years. Should nobody pump you up? You should be ready on Friday to say, church ain't here yet. So since I'm used to raising my children with God, I'm used to God telling me how to raise my kids. I'm used to God telling me how to love my wife. And all of a sudden, God has stopped speaking and they couldn't hear. They didn't hear God. And so 400 years later, the New Testament shows up, and now they still hadn't heard a word from the Lord. But they were looking and trying to hear. And so no one had heard a word from the Lord. No one had heard anything else. So 6 months in, it says Zachariah and Elizabeth kept on praying because they was going through something and they wanted kids. Now all of a sudden, an angel showed up to them and gave them a word. All of this time, and now it's God showed up and gave them a word. And now they were the only ones that got a word. So 6 months later, Mary got a word. Now Mary got a word, and it says he sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth in a town in Galilee. I needed us to first understand when the first word came to Elizabeth and Zachariah was in the tent. Here we go, Brother Tucker. See, I don't want anyone to get assumed. Some of us grew up in church and some of us did. And if we know this ain't a traditional church, we ain't tradition, but sometimes people can put us in a box and try to size you up. Because we really don't have a deacon's row. We really don't have a row with women with big hats, and when they get up, they put their finger up and say, excuse me, bless the Lord. We ain't got a, what's the thing with the ladies? A tea? Ladies' tea or something? We don't really have ladies' tea here. But I know y'all sisters love the Lord. And I sure enough know I love the Lord. And the men love the Lord. And see, sometimes people can size us up and say, that's not a real church because they in the school. Those brothers and sisters come to church like that and they look like that, but see, we highly sophisticated and sedity over here. And so, amen. We don't get that. I don't know, but there was a, I can't remember the name, but there was a sister at the other church. There's a sister, she came to visit the church from, I don't know if it was Potomac Baptist, but it was a Baptist church. It was up by Potomac. And she said she lived over by Oakland, and she said that her car wouldn't stop, so she walked to the church. And so when she said the name of the church, I called my old pastor and I Googled it, and I said, man, this lady visited the church from this predominantly nice Baptist church. And I said, you know, Baptists do what they do. So I looked it up and I said, he said, man, wow. Because the lady shocked me after church when she came up to me and she said, wow. She said, you're not tired? You got a lot of energy. I was like, she said, I had a wonderful service, but she said, but as I watched you, I got tired. So as I went and watched their service, they were a Baptist church, but they didn't make no noise. Good God. They sat still. And so I realized that she might have came and visited, but she might have thought that the presence of the Lord wasn't in there because we was doing too much moving. But I come to tell you what we learned at Bible study on Thursday. Hey, if you believe in Jesus, do it the way you want to do it, but we don't do it the way we want to do it. And I need you to understand that. See, Elizabeth and Zachariah got blessed at the church. Zachariah was at the temple doing his job, and the angel showed up to Zachariah to answer his prayer. But see, Mary wasn't at the temple. Mary got sent a word in Nazareth, a town of Galilee. Now I want you to understand that church folk, religious folk, the Jews looked at Galilee was, them people ain't like us. It was some of their brothers and sisters and the Jews over in Galilee, but they said they ain't getting it. The Galilee was not known for their religion or their faith or their wealth. They said in Jerusalem we doing it over here, and that's where Zachariah got blessed. So imagine that they were looking and they were saying, man, those people that's up in Jerusalem, the Lord is there. He's blessing them. Mary had no intentions or no one didn't think that God would come on over to Nazareth and bless her. In other words, most of the time, as Brother Tucker said, we think that the blessing is going to come up there at that big church. they said Nazareth here, and I need us to understand that they were miles apart. But Nazareth was known because it was on the border of some Gentiles. They were close to some people that didn't believe in God, but they was on the border. So the church folks said, I ain't going close to them because they close to them people that don't believe in God. They on that. And I need us to understand that it don't matter how far away that you think that you are from God, God will come send you a word. And see, just because you don't look like them, just because you don't sound like them, just because I don't dress like them, just because we don't got no musicians, just because I'm trying to tell you, keep your faith. The same word that he sent them is the same word that he can send us. He says that was in Nazareth, a town of Galilee. Now watch this, Kurt, because see, I got that. If my kids get on me, Kurt, because they say, Daddy, man, do you get a break? Why do you gotta study so long and so long? And I said, look, y'all smarter than Daddy. I said, Daddy gotta stay in this book so it can make sense to me. But I said, when y'all get older, y'all will have technology, but y'all will be able to move fast. But see, Roy, I knew somebody would try to size me up, right? But it says God sent the angel Gabriel. And remember, Jerusalem was where Elizabeth and them got sent. Nazareth, Jesus, God sent Gabriel to Nazareth. Remember, it was a dark time or it was a quiet time. Nobody got a word. Elizabeth got a word, but now Nazareth is over here. And so imagine that we've been going through some stuff for a while, and Keisha, I feel like I never get a break. I never get a break. And sometimes in this walk, you can start to get weak. You can start to get tired. And see, you might can put on your game face at church. And you can smile and look good, and I might don't know that you're hurting on the inside. But the God that we serve knows exactly where you're hurting at. And so this God said he sent the angel. This sending is that he dispatched the angel Gabriel. But then, Kurt, Bible study makes me ask questions. Man, who was this Gabriel? 500 years ago, God sent the same angel Gabriel to Dan. 500 years after that, he sent it to Elizabeth. 6 months later, he sent it to Mary. But Mary was a young girl. Mary had been going through some stuff. Watch when we work with this, and it said, Gabriel is, and so guess what God sent Mary? I know one Joyce will say she know because she know it all, right? But God sent Gabriel an angel. Gabriel's name means the strength of God. God Almighty. See, sometimes in this walk, God is going to have to send us some strength to keep our faith. I know you keep coming to church. I know you keep waking up every day and you trying to be strong, but guess what? You ain't that strong. You're going to get weak in this walk. Amen. And God is saying, unless you keep your faith, you won't get the message that I'm trying to send you. And the first thing that God is trying to send you, before you can go down the road to prepare for the battle, God says, you're going to need some strength. And so now I'm sending you my angel. I'm sending you my angel, and I need to send you my strength. It says, to a virgin pledged to be married to a man named Joseph, a descendant of David. The virgin's name was Mary. Watch this, right? It says, to a virgin pledged to be married. In other words, most of the time we single out virgin thinking because they just talking about she didn't have any sex. But this version is really saying descended to a young girl. A young girl pledged to be married to a man named Joseph, a descendant of Joseph, a descendant of Joseph. The virgin name was Mary. So let's learn some stuff about Mary here. He was sending something to Mary. Why did he need to send the strength to Mary? Now, Kurt, I got to ask and find out, what does Mary's name mean? Mary's name means elevated. She was elevated. It means that you're going to be elevated above something. But Mary was thinking about her life. Not only did her name say that she was married, but now Mary said, I've been living for the Lord. I've been trying to do the right thing as a young girl, but I haven't been hearing from him, and I never got my way. Mary was young, and she was poor. But my name says I'm supposed to be elevated. See, sometimes in life, you might can't see God. You might can't hear God in your situation. But God is saying, you got enough in me that you don't need to see me nor hear me. You just going to have to trust me. You're going to have to learn how to move past what other people are calling you and saying to you and say, my name is Murray. I'm highly elevated. You got to learn how to encourage yourself sometimes in this walk. Because sometimes you won't pick up the phone. Your girlfriend not going to be there. Sometimes you won't look for your husband. Your husband going to be too busy for you. Sometimes you won't look for your best friend. And your best friend is not going to be there. Murray's name was the only thing that she had. And so that when she had that, not only was she a young girl, not only was she married, but it said she was a descendant of David. This descendant of David meant that people knew that she came from royal priesthood. And so, I don't know too much about it, but I'm trying to think of the names that we had. But coming up in this, even though she was from Galilee, and she was poor and young, they walked around with that title and said, but I'm from the house of David. Don't get it twisted. I'm broke, I'm poor, but I'm from the house of David. And that meant something to them because they were royal priesthood. But when she went home by herself, she thought about her situation there. My name means elevated. I'm coming from the royal house of David, but my situation don't match up with the lifestyle that I'm living. Many of us here today, and you a child of God. God said that he owned a cattle on 1,000 hills, but when you look at your situation, it don't look like you blessed. It don't feel like you blessed. But God is saying faith is something that you can't see. Faith is something that you just don't have to trust. Even though it looks bad for you. Guess what? It's working for my good. He's saying you're going to have to keep your faith. It says the virgin name was Mary. I need us to understand if I'm going to keep my faith, why should I keep my faith? Because he's sending you something. But not only is he sending you something, he's sending you the strength of God. But in verse 28, it says, the angel went to her and said, greetings, you who are highly favored, the Lord is with you. Why should I keep the faith, Sister Ray? Not only is he sending me something, he is saying something to me. If I don't keep the faith, if I don't keep my faith, then I can't get what God has to say to me. And what I'm saying is, I got to be consistent. I need to, if I'm with the Lord, I need to be there because, see, the Lord, Kirk, I realized I done had some budgets. And this is a learning process. And see, sometimes when trouble will have come my way, I would be like, man, as long as my buddy in there will come through and say, man, Slim, you're going to be all right. I got you. But I realized that slowly but surely, Sister Sheila, my buddies that used to come and say, hey, Fat Boy, I got you, everything will be okay. It's been about 5 years. I ain't heard nobody come by and say, hey, Fat Boy, you going to be all right. Because now I realize they not all right. And even when they were on, I was dependent on man to look out for me. But now that I realize that since I'm walking with the Lord, if God says yes, good God, I can take it to the bank. I just need to hear a word from the Lord about my situation. And I'm saying, I don't know about your situation, but this I can do. But if you can come to the Lord and get an answer for your situation, you can take it to the bank. Yes, you can take it to the bank. And all I'm saying is the reason that we keep coming, the reason that we keep flipping these pages, because all we need is a word. And guess what, Tina? I've learned a little something. That even if I get a word today, and I get through that situation, other Sister Tina, guess what? I'm going to keep coming because I know another situation is right around the corner. So I'm going to need another word so that I can get through that situation. And when I get through that, I'm going to keep coming. So now that I say, whatever comes my way, long as I got the Lord on my side, whom should I fear? Because see, Kirk, they're trying to put us in a box. But see, what I realized, it don't matter. God says, let me put you in the box. As long as I'm in the box with you. Come on, y'all. Because see, a lot of them will put you in the box and wrap you up and say you're done. But see, God will start unwrapping that thing like, Slim Dre, you still living? Yeah, I'm living. And smile look good while you live. I'm trying to tell you, he says, the angel went to her and said, greetings, you who are highly favored. The Lord is with you. Keep your favors because God is saying something to you. And it says the angel went to her. Think about our situations. Think about your situation. And it says the angel went to her. Now remember, the angel is a supernatural being that God uses to send a message to you. Think about your situation, your circumstance. We all, and it says the angel went to her. And now, in other words, he's trying to say that the angel went to her. In other words, right now, who can receive it is he's saying the angel is entering into your situation. See, life ain't got that bad to you yet. But see, some of us that life in the been in a situation that God said, I sent you an angel and I've entered into your situation. It ain't that bad yet. I'm talking about the kids. God has showed up and said, I know you think about the kids. But guess what? I sent my angel to let you know that I've entered into that situation with you. I ain't talking about pastor. I ain't talking about you. God said, I am sending a messenger to let you know enough is enough. He said, you have waited patiently. You've kept the faith. He said, I'm sending you the word to say, guess what? I'm entering into.
Amen.
God has said, I'm entering into your situation. He knows how hard it's been. I know you're trying to figure out what's wrong with my body. I know you're trying to figure out what am I not doing wrong. And God is saying, I'm entering into your situation. And now he's entered into your situation. He says, greetings, you who are highly favored. The Lord is with you. He entered into the situation, and as soon as the angel showed up, he said he greeted him. You know, sometimes, hey man, bless you, man. So he came into the situation, he said, man, greetings. You who are highly favored. Highly, not favored, highly favored. You talking to me? See, because Mary been living for the Lord. She been trying to do the right thing, so she done heard about Gabriel. So imagine somebody in all white, young person coming up to her. She recognized the angel, and the angel walks up to her and says, greetings, you who are highly favored. And so Mary thinking about her own situation, you must got the wrong word. Not me, but I'm realizing he's saying, you who are highly favored. It's shocking because it don't seem like. See, sometimes remember God sits high and looks low. That's why I love the process, bro. See, I can't bake cakes like you bake. Grandma messed me up. Grandma really messed me up. Because grandma would make the cake, and I didn't even want to care about grandma finishing the cake. All I wanted was the bowl. And grandma would say, be still. You're going to have the bowl, but the cake. And see, many times we don't know what we're going to be at the end. Amen. And see, God, when God says a thing, God says how he looks low, he knows the beginning from the end. So when God says something, he's saying the end right there. Amen. You might don't feel blessed, but God says you blessed. You have to be able to sit in the process. If he said it, it's already done. Amen. You got to be able to sit here so that I can see the finished product. But many times we walk away and you're like, he's saying, you are highly favored. The Lord is with you. What type of greeting is that? And see, think about, who in here got $1 million? I know the Asians do, but let me borrow some. But who got $1 million? None of us got $1 million. But see, we thinking that we need $1 million to get that. And God is saying, guess what? You are highly favored. Why? Because the Lord is with you. I mean, see, highly favored. And that means I'm blessed. That means I'm loved. That means I'm going to have compassion. And see, what he's saying is, you have being highly favored. You are blessed. The Lord is with you. Anybody ever felt lonely? Anybody ever felt by yourself? You ever felt like you had nobody to talk to and you ain't? How many of us say, man, don't nobody understand me? Good God! And see, for us that's in Christ, we ain't taking the benefit of this relationship that we have with God. God said you don't have to feel like that now that you're in Him. He's saying, I fearfully and fearfully made you. I know exactly. Every time you feel like that, God said, talk to me. Talk to me. And then God will talk. Guess what? That's the only thing that we got. See, the other gods that people serve, we got the one true God. And guess what? I got to talk back to it. It ain't no statue. It ain't no figure of imagination. Our God is real. He can talk back to you. You just got to find His love language and figure out, is He talking through the book? Is He talking through a person? Is He talking through the movie? But guess what? He talks. Guess what? He walks with you. He talks with you. He comforts you. He said, God, there's no reason for us to feel that way. You are highly favored because the Lord is with you. So Kurt, this one had me, right? Because so imagine you got to go into what sometimes around Melvin, I was like, man, but I got to stay to the tent that God put me where He put me at, Sister Tuba. But sometimes I say, man, I wish I could work in the government and I was just a regular person. And I had supervisors and managers over that didn't know the Lord. And I had to go into a meeting. Oh, man, you got me. Because I know who with me. I wish they would size me up and say that. Because when I come into the building, I'm coming in there with them. Amen. And so now that I got that, I have to have that into my mindset that wherever I show up at, I don't need to fear. Because what? The Lord is with me. Amen. So that I get excited sometimes when I go places and I don't know, and I find out that the other people got the Lord with them. Now we about to have a party. But just in case you don't have it, you're not going to fear me, and I'm not going to back up because, see, I got help on my side. If me and you competing for a job or competing for something and you ain't got the Lord, I got that. Amen. This is all me, and I understand it says the Lord is with you. So understand, keep your faith, because He's saying something, sending something to you. Not only is He sending something to you, He's saying something to you. Verse 29 says, Mary was greatly troubled at His words and wondered what kind of greeting this might be. Here we go, Sister Nikki. He's saying He's sending you something. He's saying something to you. But keeping your faith, I love the book of Luke because he wrote it to the people that He wanted to tell us something at the beginning. And see, many times we think that we're going to get in here and everything going to be peachy and cream, that you're going to understand everything. But the old song said you'll understand it by and by. So not only do I keep my faith, He's saying you keep your faith to get you through the confusion. If you don't keep your faith when the confusion gets there, you walk away. But He's saying to get through the confusion, I got to keep my trust in the Lord. It says Mary was greatly troubled. She was greatly troubled at His words and wondered what kind of greeting this might be. This trouble means that she was perplexed. She was confused. And man, I'm confused because I'm looking at my life. Any of us looked at our life and looked at our situation, but everywhere I look in His word, He said, I'm blessed and I'm highly favored. And the blessings of the Lord, He said every morning that I wake up, it says grace and mercy follow me, Sister Nikki. But every time I wake up, every morning, it seems like it's some bills following me. Every time I wake up, it's some Kurt. Friday night, I went to bed feeling good. Saturday morning, I woke up, my foot was hurt. I said, man, look, it was just my left foot. Now this morning, it's the right foot. And I said, Lord, have mercy. It seems like every day that I wake up is something else chasing me. But the Lord said, whom shall I fear? Come on now. God said, look to the hills from where my help comes from. confusion. But they tell us a lot of stories about a woman in pregnancy. And she got to go through the birth pains and all of that stuff of the pregnancy. But see, she got to go through that stuff, but after she had the baby, the joy of the baby is dead. And see, sometimes we want the blessings, but we don't want the pain. But as they say, no pain, no gain. And God is saying the pain, the suffering is building up endurance. Because see, meet somebody that never went through something. And when the wind blow on them, but you meet somebody that been through something. And you say, Slim, we won't get ready. Look, this ain't nothing. Come on, man. You don't take a road trip that ain't been with somebody that ain't never been through a storm. We need to pull over, turn the car, we gonna sit this one out. But if you've been through a storm and you ride with somebody that's been through a storm, they gonna say, girl, we gonna be on. Slim, we gonna get through the storm. All I'm trying to say is we need to sit in here. Because some brothers and sisters need to ride with some people that have been through some stuff. I need to be able to show you my walls from them. I know you can't see it, but I got some wounds on my body. I ain't going nowhere. He said you got to be able to keep the faith to press through the confusion. He said she was greatly troubled. It wasn't a little bit of trouble. She was greatly troubled. She was troubled at his words because she looked at her situation. He said the words, the message that he sent me don't line up with my life. And he said she wondered what kind of greeting this was. That means she got to thinking about it. And this was deep thinking. She ain't just hit and then went on about her business because she took the word for seriously, but she started thinking about what he was saying. She started thinking about that and she said, man, what kind of salutation? Why would an angel walk up to me and say that I'm highly favored? The Lord is with me. It don't feel like the Lord is with me. It don't feel like I'm blessed. And then it went on to say, verse 30, it says, but the angel said to her, do not be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God. In other words, we need to keep your faith. We need to keep our faith so that we can get through the confusion. But not only that, verse 30 tells us that we need to keep our faith so that we can experience comfort. See, you've been on this road all this time. And guess what? Comfort is right over here. Comfort is right down the road. You didn't came this far. You didn't came to the new church. And I done got to Van Dusen. The church is on Bond Mill. You mean you done got all the way to Van Dusen and you about to go back? But the church is right there and he's saying, look, because I got confused on Van Dusen. But God has said if you sit there for a second and push through Van Dusen and get to Bond Mill, comfort is up the street, y'all. God says, keep your faith. Comfort is up the street. And see, your comfort is only going to come through experience. Experience don't feel good all the time. But you got to realize it's a reward at the end. And so you got to tell yourself, man, at least if I do this, I know I'm going to get that at the end. And see, many of us have been doing stuff and we're not getting the benefit at the end. And God is saying, look, first of all, I got to trust God. First of all, I got to know that she's not going to make me do some stuff that's going to hurt me. God said, I've been too good to you all the way down the road. So now that this confusion that showed up, I just going to need you to trust it. I know it don't look good. I know it don't feel good, but I need you to keep the faith. And if you keep the faith, it says, but the angel said, do not be afraid. God is saying that when I send you a message, when I come in your life, don't get scared. Don't walk away. He said, don't fear. But what I love about this afraid is, it was in a sense of don't fear, but it said don't feel anxious or apprehensive about the situation. Amen. God came and gave you a word, and you don't know how it's going to get done. You don't know how the pieces of the puzzle are going to get together. But he said, don't don't back up.
Amen.
I hear you, Brother Tucker. He's saying, don't you figure out that, I don't think that you got to do this and you got God saying, just sit still.
Yes, Lord.
I'm going to tell you when to make this move. I'm going to tell you when to make that move. I just got to be so patient and have my ears, my eyes, everything looking and say, Lord, is that okay, I made that move. Hey, I might just be like Lil Rock. Today I might make this move. And don't assume I'm supposed to make another move the next day. Go, Lord, now where you want me to go? Now where you want me to go? Now where you want me to go? And see, every day God wants us to come to Him every day. Say, Lord, lead me and guide me. It says the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. Said, but the angel said, don't be afraid, don't fear, Mary. You have found favor with God. This found, right? This found is, I like, because the reason that we said keep your faith is personal. And see, many times, eventually, if we keep our faith long enough, it's some people that started this race with you. It's some people that started this thing with you. But you don't really know what's in a person's heart. You don't know why they came to the Lord. And you don't know why they're here. Because, see, some of us coming, I just want to be a better person. I want to figure out how to run my life. Because, see, I know when I run my life, I mess it up. I'm my worst enemy. My mind plays tricks on me. But if I figure out how to regulate my mind and let God tell me what to do, I'm going to be all right. The person that we came to church with and who we hanging with. And so what we need to realize is it says that you have found faith. So now that I'm saying keep your faith, I need to realize that, see, I'm coming for my own personal reason. For my own situation, so that when I look down the pew and I see sister so-and-so or brother so-and-so come, I don't know why they come. See, because, they might have been coming to get their rent paid. And they got their rent paid and they went on their way. That's the reason that they came. But guess what, Murray? 3 months later, they're going to still need some rent money. You see, what I've learned about God is, see, God is saying, don't trip off getting your rent paid. Sit here so I can teach you how to be a better manager of your money. If He can remove your mind, then you're going to be able to have enough money to pay your bills. He's saying, I don't know. I'm tired of being lonely, Sister Tina. But they say they got good husbands up at that church. They say that dude stay on the prayer line. That's good stuff. Girl, I put on my good dress this Sunday and I'm going up there. Hey, Sister so-and-so, tell me what man is singing with here. All of a sudden, Sister so-and-so sitting by brother so-and-so on the cheek. Next thing you know, she done got her husband. Now, neither one of them come to church no more. That brother so-and-so was faithful. And all of a sudden, now, neither one of them come to church no more. And see, I'm saying, we don't know why they come. Amen. But I need you to answer yourself, why are you coming? Yeah. So that when the storms of life show up, and when all this stuff show up, I'm saying, man, I don't care what happened. Yes. I'm keeping my faith because, see, I know that when life show up, the only reason that I'm still here is because I'm anchored in the Lord. Yes. So He's saying, you have found favor with God. This found is to reach something for yourself. Yes, that means you have made up in your mind that I want something from God. Now I want something from God. I need something from God. And since I ain't got it, I'm going to wrestle with God until I get it. I might get an answer about something. No, I'm not walking away. You ain't got your answer. Guess what? Keep wrestling with it. Because God is not an author of confusion. And guess what? When I get an answer from God, I ain't got to run it by nobody. Because when God gives me my peace, why He do that? What you worry about what I did it for? My Father told me what to do. And so many times we make decisions and we start second guessing ourselves because why? God didn't tell you.
Come on. Say it again.
You need to be secure in your relationship with God and say, man, I'm not making a move till I hear from Him. And then when you hear from Him, man, move on. You don't got to ask so-and-so, man, did you think I did the right thing? Who are they? obtaining what you were looking for. And it's saying you have found favor with God. This favor, Sister Tina, we saw that, but it's saying, understand this is God is trying to give you something with no strings attached.
Come on.
No strings attached. He's saying, what God is saying, this favor, this thing that you done walked up onto, he said, as long as you get up every day and keep your faith, you don't owe me nothing, man.
Amen.
You know how we feel guilty when somebody look out for us and do something for us? You be like, man, I gotta do something. God said, man, that ain't how I do this. I just need you to wake up every morning and say, man, look, man, I love you, Lord. So that when I walk in business, come on, man, you turning around, doing overtime and saying, man, I don't need that.
Come on.
Because he know my God should supply all my needs. Man, his supervisor heard his testimony. Man, I need to take on some stuff to do some stuff at the church sometimes. But man, everybody needs money. Man, look, you can do my overtime this night and take the money. Man, I'm good. I don't need that. I'm doing that because I love my job. I thank God for my job, my family good. And he knows that if I do need extra money, God will send him some gigs. We got to trust that God knows what he's doing. And all he's saying is that through life, and when life shows up, he's saying, keep your faith. And he's saying keep your faith is because, see, he knows life is going to show up. Believe me, you might have 6 good days. That 7th day, life is going to show up. It's going to be a bad day. And God is saying, keep your faith because, see, I'm trying to give you a word for when that bad day comes. And if you have that word to get through that bad day, you want to learn how to keep on going and keep on going. Amen? God wants to bless us, brothers and sisters. Amen? So what God wants us to do today is he wants us to remain faithful. He wants you to remain faithful. Now you're here. The first 2 years, Mama was praying for me. I want my baby here. I want my baby here. But guess what? Now you're here. Now it's 2 seconds. You got to keep coming. Mama got to keep coming. But in you coming, look at it. God done heard her prayer. She ain't got to worry about that no more. Because, see, she found the treasure. And all she kept thinking about is, I want my baby girl to be here. I see you, Aunt Claire, because I see you here. Hey, Uncle Stump, I'm trying to tell you, woman got some power, brother. Yes, sir. Aunt Claire come to church, Uncle Stump. Aunt Claire come to church and say, Robbie, we wasn't raised this way. And she looked at me and she said, watch this. I'm going to have Uncle Stump come to church. 2 weeks later, Uncle Stump, you've been here. And she been happy-go-lucky. And see, ain't nothing like meeting some people. I'm a sucker for love. And see, I'm used to being around people my age that is in love with me. But see, and down the road, that's 40-some years of marriage. And when Aunt Claire talked about Uncle Stump and talking about my baby, I'm like, how did she call him her baby at that age? And I'm like, when I get that age, I want to still be calling Tammy, and I want Tammy to be calling me her baby. So when I look at y'all, I see in love, man. That's a good thing that we need here for us young people to see, man. When she talk about her husband. And see, Aunt Claire, when you talk about Uncle Stump, and you get that look on your face and how you say, Tammy had that look since 10th grade. I'm going to get in trouble for Gary and my teachers so she forgive me, baby. But all I'm saying is, ain't nothing like keeping the faith. Doing what you do. Because God's saying he's going to send you a message. God doesn't want us to give up too soon. All he's asking is to keep your trust in him. He will lead us. He will guide us. He sent his son to die for us. Why would he? If he didn't kill us before his son came to get us, why would he kill us now? It's a quote that I read in a book, and the book says that God came to save us, to free us, to serve him. He came to save us. In him saving us, he wants to free us from all the worries of the world. And the only way that we can be free of that is to relax in him. To fall under his authority. And once I fall under his authority, the worries of the world that everybody else got, God said if I stay under his cover, I ain't got to worry about the other stuff. All I need to worry about is serving the Lord. Now I can look around, as Brother Tucker says, who can I bless? Who can God use me to help out? That's the God that we serve. It's hard to get on that track, but I'm trying to tell you that when we get on that track, don't let nobody pop you off. Stay on it, amen? Amen. Heavenly Father, we come to you this morning to say thank you, dear. Dear God, thank you for your grace. Thank you for your